Hello again, my name is Dave Zollner. This is the 11th of April 2017. Caught a little bit of the news, tuned into Fox, and saw a couple of things that I thought were real interesting, some of which I want to relate back to my viewers and subscribers. Now, what they showed was they showed a series of clips, and in each one of those clips, one of the high-ranking officials in the previous administration talked about regime change in Syria. You had a little clip of the Munster look-alike, you know, Secretary of State John Kerry, with his tongue flicking in and out like a serpent as he was talking. And what he said is that there has to be a regime change. And he was talking about the 213 supposed bombing by Bashar al-Assad of his own people, which was proven to have been caused not by Bashar al-Assad, but by ISIS insurgents. Showed you a little clip of Barack Hussein Obama, who talked about the requirement for a regime change in Syria. Now I want you to go back in history, not all that far back in history. You remember when Barack Hussein Obama would sit in the Situation Room with hair-plugged Biden and they would determine who was going to die next? Who they were going to deploy a drone with a Hellfire missile? You remember that? You remember when Barack Hussein Obama ordered the murder of American citizens? You remember when Barack Hussein Obama ordered a drone strike with hair-plugged Biden that took out an entire wedding party by accident? You know, I talked about the number of people that have been murdered by Barack Hussein Obama, not throughout the Middle East. I'm just referring to the ones that he murdered with drones that were considered to be acceptable collateral damage. How come not a single person in our government got upset and did anything about it? How come Nancy Pelosi didn't smash the gavel down and say this is wrong? How come nobody did? But when they accuse Bashar al-Assad of using sarin gas on his own people, what does President Trump do? Now let's talk about Turkey. The leader of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, you know what his son does? His son's the oil minister. And they buy oil from Syria. But they're not buying it from Bashar al-Assad. They're buying it from ISIS insurgents that steal the oil and sell it at a much lower price to the oil minister in Turkey. We were told, or I was told, if you listen to Fox, you were told as well, that Recep Tayyip Erdogan, his country, has done autopsies on some of those that were supposedly killed in that recent attack. And they've determined that what was used was in fact sarin. But how could it have been sarin gas if the people trying to assist weren't wearing gloves as they were handling the various body parts of the people they were trying to revive? How come no one or very few were wearing masks? How could it have been sarin gas? What does Vladimir Putin want? What he wants is a thorough and complete investigation. It's a little late for a complete investigation when you've got Rex Tillerson, who landed in Moscow to meet with the Russian upper echelon. Putin's not going to meet with him. I don't believe he will. That wasn't on Putin's schedule. Yet they were supposedly close friends. What did we hear from the left every single day since Donald Trump became president? We heard that Donald Trump is a Russian agent. We heard that you can't trust Rex Tillerson because he got an award from Vladimir Putin. Every day we heard about the investigation continuing into the connection between President Trump and Russia. That all changed the very moment that the launch codes for those missiles were given. You've got people like Senator John McCain that never said a single positive word about candidate Trump or President Trump. Not until he launched those missiles. And he wasn't alone. You got that senator out of South Carolina, Lindsey Graham. The same thing. Those two walk in lockstep. Those two meaning McCain and Graham. You got Nancy Pelosi supporting what Donald Trump did. That's the first thing she's ever supported that he's done. You've got Chucky Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate, supporting what Trump has done. That's the first thing that he's supported that Trump has done. You know what all that confirms to me? It was the wrong thing for Trump to have done. What Putin wanted is exactly what should have happened. A thorough and complete investigation. What Trump did was he pulled a hair trigger. He went off half-cocked. Folks, I don't know where this is going to lead. None of it is good. Rex Tillerson's going to try to convince Russia to desert Bashar al-Assad. What have we learned from regime change? When Muammar Gaddafi was slaughtered in the streets, he was raped with a pipe, he was tortured, and he was murdered. Look where Libya is now. You remember what Hillary Clinton said? We came, we saw, he's dead. She thought it was funny. Regime change didn't turn out too good in Iraq either, did it? What do you think's going to happen in Syria? You know what this is all about? It's about the greenback. It always has been about the greenback. They want access to the oil. They want a pipeline through that country. They want to take away what isn't theirs. They, meaning our government. You want to know why they're going to shut people like me down? Because people like me tell people like you the truth. They don't want the truth. Joseph Goebbels realized that if you control the media, you control the people. How long do you think it's going to be before the internet is shut down? Never mind people like me thrown off of YouTube. The internet, they have to close it. And when they do, what's Amazon gonna do? What's eBay gonna do? And they're not alone. Folks, tighten your belt. We're all in for a real rough ride. That's sort of what I think. And you darn well know why I think what I think.